Here with Point Park women's basketball head coach Tony Grenek, getting ready for the season. Coach, how has the preseason gone, and are you ready for the season opener Monday?
Preseason's been great. Knock on wood, for the most part, we've been pretty healthy. We've been practicing pretty hard, doing pretty well. Obviously, October 31st, our first game. It's early, but I'm sure every coach is saying that. So up till now, everything's been great. Will we be ready by Monday? I mean, tough to say, but I don't know how many teams really are going to be in sync this early in the season.
What kind of team do you have this year? What can fans expect?
I think we're getting back to our prototypical type Point Park team. Solid defense, good rebounding, decent size, physicality. We've gotten away from that the past couple seasons, and we've kind of, the way I recruited this off season, we're kind of getting back to the way that I'm kind of used to coaching.
Tell us about your key players. You have some players, some seniors that are back for their fourth year, some juniors that are experienced, and you have some familiar faces that are back from the past. Tell us about your key players.
Yeah, well, Carly Force and Selena DePietro, our seniors this year that have played through the system all 4 years. I think Carly has started every game since she's been here. Selena has started a ton when she hasn't been injured and things like that. We have two key experienced players there. We returned Shania Rivers, Bailey Buleka, who are juniors now and have been part of the program all 3 years. We returned Samantha Weir, which is huge for us. 2 years ago, she was our leading scorer, rebounder, and shot blocker. Was injured the following season, and last year transferred out, but she's back again. So we're looking for big things from her. Jania McFadder will be a senior. Jania coming off her second, basically, career-ending injury to try to finish up her career on a positive note. Some key transfers: Marissa Agers, from Mercyhurst out of the PSAC. She's been playing really well for us. Bailey Mook from Ursuline in Ohio. We got some nice freshmen that have come in. Zaire Strouder from the Chicago area. Tyra James from Toledo. Destiny Wooten from Columbus. So we're pretty happy with what we've seen so far. We got some nice size. We returned Caitlin Smith, our point guard from last year. She's now a sophomore and has a year of experience under her belt, and an improved shooter, and it looks like she's ready to take on more of a role as a leader. So I think, and I'm even missing a few players, I'm sure, because we have a big roster, but I like where we're at right now.
Given all of that, where is your spot within the River States Conference? The preseason coaches poll have you fourth overall and third in your division.
That's probably pretty correct, I would say. I don't think any coach in our conference really cares about their preseason ratings. I know I don't, and I know all the other ones probably don't as well. It's what you do on the floor. IU East deserves to be the top-ranked team in our conference because what they return, what they did last year. Rio's returning, a great player in Payne after an injury-plagued season. She didn't get to play last year, and they're always good on the opposite end. IU Southeast and Asbury and all those schools. I mean, it's turning into a great basketball conference. I know Carlo has some great recruits this year. Ohio Christian, West Virginia Tech, great coaches, good players, and it depends what they all brought in as well. So it's going to be very competitive, and I think where we're ranked, it really doesn't matter. It's just going to have to play it all itself out.
What are some things that this team will be good at, strengths of this team?
Well, one thing for sure, we're going to be a heck of a lot tougher than we were last year. Last year was embarrassing. I kind of like to compare it to like a barroom brawl. You know, if we got into a barroom brawl last year, we would have needed to call police because we couldn't fight our out of a wet paper bag. So we need to get tougher and get that attitude back. And, you know, players like Sam and players like Marissa Agers and players like Jania, you know, they bring that attitude with them. And we need to get back to that where, we'll take, really it's not even about wins and losses. It's about, not cowering down anybody, not blowing big leads, paying attention and execution and being a professional at what you do. And I expect to be like that once again. I expect to be physical on the glass. I expect to be physical on the defensive end, blocking shots, rebounding, pushing the ball in transition, being able to get the ball into the post and score and get fouled, and just getting that, I don't want to say swag back, but just that toughness back of, getting to the loose balls and things like that. And that's what has made us successful in the past, and we seem to get away from that last year.
Do you feel like your personnel dictates that this year?
Yes.
Back?
Yes.
So you have left on this preseason a scrimmage today at La Roche. What are you looking for in your final tune-up before the season opener?
What we're trying to do is almost incorporate our game plan a little bit, what we're going to try to do on Monday. Our top rotations will probably maybe play the first half, maybe a couple players into the third quarter, and then if we play fourth, fifth, and even if we maybe get to a sixth quarter, some special situation things, we'll use our whole team today. But we're just going to kind of prepare for La Roche, where we might be their first scrimmage because they have just started, October 15th, where we're playing our first game on Monday. So I think both coaches will be looking for different things. I'm going to try to incorporate our game plan a little bit on what we're going to be doing on Monday, and I'm sure she's going to want to see what her team brings to the table against a squad that's been practicing basically October 1st.
And the final question would be this, Coach. I know you mentioned a deep roster, and without giving away too much, and I'm sure there's still some position battles, but how have some of these position battles broken out? Like who's kind of moved to the head of the rotation in terms of your top players?
Right now we're looking at a pretty solid rotation of 9. Of course, Sam Weir is a very good player in the post. Would be, probably a starter at the 5. We also could go really big with Carly Force and Bailey Buleka in the front court with maybe a Selena and Kate Smith, and Marissa Agers has been playing lights out. We can even play her a little bit at point. Shania Rivers has been battling a little bit of an injury. So a little nagging back pain, so we've been watching and being patient with her. Tyra James, who's only a freshman, has the potential to be an unbelievable player here, fantastic player. Just needs to get some experience and get wet behind the ears. And you got Jania, who's with her basketball IQ is off the charts. Will she ever be as athletic with the quickness, with the off the dribble and things like she used to be? I don't know, because of 2 major injuries. But she can still shoot the ball. She's smart. She knows her role. She's a great leader. So we got a pretty good rotation. And the other players that I talked about earlier are going to get better as they get more experience. And sky's the limit for us, but a lot's going to be depending on how we rebound and guard the basketball.
All right, thank you very much. That'll do it for this interview, catching up with head coach Tony Grenek of Point Park Women's Basketball. We'll see you throughout the year.
Thank you.